What's up, guys? Purpose back here for another video. So, my last video, I did a video on quarantine shows and quarantine movies that I've seen, that I watch, shows that a lot of people watch, popular shows. But this one is strictly video games. And we're going to talk about the video games I like to play, some of the popular video games, and if I actually play those. So, now me, I'm a PS4 guy. So, uh, that's what I play. I've played Xbox One, and personally for me, PS4 is just better. But also just because I know more people who play it, and my best friend plays on PS4, so we get to play together. It's very fun. So so let's get into it. You know, the number one game that I play, that I've played the most, probably is it's not true. Is it true? Yeah, it's probably true. So the number one game I've probably played the most will happen to be NBA 2K20. Now, I also have NBA 2K19, but I've played 2K20 the most just because listen, we already know this. I'm a big NBA fan. I love basketball. And I think this year, even though as inconsistent as the series has been in terms of really listening to the community and the people who play the game, like they're just 2K is very inconsistent. Ronnie 2K especially, where he makes lists on Twitter and then he, says, what things you guys want. And then, 95% of the time, half of that stuff doesn't even go into the game. So I understand that it's a simulation though at the end of the day, so I just enjoy playing it. My career is probably the best part. Everybody plays my career, especially you have the park, which is where you get to play against different players in 5-on-5. The rec, you have pro am. It's it's very diverse, but I'm mostly involved in just playing in like my player through the regular NBA because I think that experience is pretty cool playing against the real NBA players, LeBron James, Paul George, uh, excuse me, Kyrie Irving, just the popular players, especially. So I enjoy that part. I always, especially back in the day when I was on the old generation on Xbox 360, that part was really fun up until 2K15 with the stupid shot meter system. You know, I wasn't really a big fan up until this year in 2K20 because I actually to a certain point, I started to master my jump shot, which is a big part in 2K that you really need to know. So, that's for me. So 2K, really love. I really enjoy playing. I mostly play on the Milwaukee Bucks for some reason, but that's only because Giannis in 2K20 is basically unstoppable. Especially when you're on the team in my career and he's playing on the CPU, basically unstoppable. He gets all the rebounds, gets all the points in the paint. He's green lighting layups and stuff. So I throw him lobs, but 2K is also fun because of the whole, build system for players. There's just different types of builds that you can have for different positions. I mostly play point guard though, and my favorite build now is the two-way slashing playmaker, which I think is actually a pretty overpowered build because you can finish, play defense. You're a great playmaker, but also on the defense part, I love rebounding, so I can easily get triple doubles like Russell Westbrook. I can get at least 2.5 to 4 steals per game. So that part of the game is just really fun. I I watch basketball not just for the stats. I watch basketball and actually watch the game and how it plays out. When I'm playing 2K, I'm a stat patter. And I feel like when I play 2K, I kind of play like James Harden, which is kind of funny to me, but it's just kind of how I play where I'm trying to get to the basket at will. But I've learned to not really force it. So on 2K, on my new build, on my old build, I used to be a playmaking shot creator. But that build had limitations. So I changed to a new build and I'm having more fun, even though I used to actually score more points in my other build with Giannis when I was averaging about 45 and 20. So, 45 points, 20 assists, crazy stuff. But, you know, that's just 2K. I just looked at stat pad on that game. So, it is what it is. I don't play much My League or My Gym anymore like I used to on the old games. 2K18, that was a big My GM, My League thing, especially 2K19 as well. But now this year, I solely play my career. So now let's move on to another sports game that I love to play. MLB The Show. played 17, 18, 19, and 20. I love PS4, PlayStation Network, by the way, because of the free games that you get. So really enjoyed the show 18. That was my first actual PS4 game, and they have the great mode, Road to the Show, which is trying to get a player, build him all the way up, improve him in the minor leagues until he gets to the major leagues, and then try to build out a successful career. So, I mean, the way sports games have improved career modes and things of that nature, I think the MLB The Show is the best sports game. Period. It's the most consistent. It actually plays to what the community wants, to what players want, and it's more fun because the grind to getting your player to the MLB is actually very fun because of what you have to go through, which is all the training, leveling up, using all the attributes. That stuff to me is very fun in this game. In 2K, it's you can upgrade your player to a certain extent at the start, and then the grind starts, and then it's a little, it gets a little irritating. Even though this year for me, in my new build that I have, I just told you guys about, like that build, I've advanced far way too quickly. I'm kind of irritated that I didn't know about this build before, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. Then the last few days I've looked at other gamers on YouTube, got that build, took off. Now back to MLB The Show. I also really enjoy the franchise aspect, just like 2K used to be, which I don't play as much anymore for some reason, but I don't. Uh, it's the way you try to guide a team to the World Series as the GM. Sign players, kind of like the real movie. I've become a big baseball fan, so I kind of know more about the game, through playing it, and also just watching the game is more fun. So MLB The Show is a great game. If you want to play an authentic sports game that really appeals to fans, I would advise you would play MLB The Show. The mechanics are tough to learn. Hitting is at the start is tough to learn. Uh, you know, but once you get it, the game is it's fun to really play that game. So that's what I'll say. Now, the game I play with my friend the most would happen to be GTA 5. Everybody I think has played GTA 5, and if you haven't played it, it's really sad, but it's another great role playing game, so to say. It's a shooting game. It's just what makes GTA so great is I'm an online player now. I don't play the story as much anymore. I've played the story twice and twice through on Xbox 360, Xbox One. The story is great, but I mostly play online just to play with my best friend. And what GTA Online provides you with is ways to make money, the ways to have businesses, motorcycle clubs, executive stuff. It's just so immersive and it's just so fun. They even have races, missions. There's survival modes that you can play, with your friends. Like it's a lot of this stuff is just it's just so more. It's very inclusive. So and you get to play with more players. Though I will say what gets very annoying is just, when you're just not bothering nobody and then a player comes out and, one of his supercars or his oppressor, which is like a flying motorcycle that can shoot missiles, which is completely not even fair. And then you just get blown up because, you didn't see him coming. Then when you saw him coming, it's like, oh, well, I can't avoid this because it's auto lock on missiles. So, whatever. That's my most annoying part is when you're not trying to when you're just letting people be who they are and they just kill you anyway. So it's cool. I've gotten into a lot of you know altercations. I don't really talk on the mic, but I will try to hunt players down, and then I get killed a lot. I do some killing, but I mostly get killed. So it's a great game to play with your friends, by the way. As if I haven't said that already, but countering other players, you really need to be careful. I will say that right now. Be careful. Next game. Play a lot of Star Wars Jedi the Fallen Order. To battle there's Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, but you know, this is a single player Jedi. It's just so great because of the story. The story is just really inclusive. You get to encounter all these different creatures in life, but you also get to encounter the Galactic Empire, and you don't even see Palpatine in this game, but you see the Inquisitors. If you're familiar with Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about. You know the Grand Inquisitors, the Night Sisters, or the Nine Sisters, or whatever they're called. And I'm pretty sure you get to see Darth Vader at the end of the game. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm close to halfway through, but I really haven't even played as much because I've been playing a lot of different other games. And because I'm a sports gamer most often, that's what I play most. But I will say the whole concept of the game really kind of took me over when I first started playing. It was truly incredible. And it took me actually getting frustrated with a certain part and losing that actually took me away from the game. Because the game is great, and I will say, you actually learn more from the losing over and over, and then you find different strategies of how to get over it. So, but I'm a sports gamer, so I play mostly sports games, which moves me on to Madden 20. Now, it's like 2K, Madden has become very inconsistent over the years. My first game I ever played in Madden was Madden '09, and then I didn't play another Madden game until Madden 11. Then I had Madden 12. Then that's when I started consecutively playing Madden for years. So, you know, but Madden is it's a frustrating franchise because like 2K, it's sports can never be really aren't realistic. They're simulations because you can't really do a realistic game. So they say even though we have all this technology, just excuses from people. Well, whatever. The movements and the gameplay, it really frustrates people. I get frustrated a lot because a lot of things don't make sense. The players catching passes, the sacks not being able to escape sacks anymore. I don't understand why that feature went away. That really irritated me because I get sacked a lot for some reason, and you can run away from certain players with certain quarterbacks, and a lot of times you just don't even get to break out of sacks. So that to me is just kind of they need to improve that. There's a lot of things Madden needs to improve. I need to do a Madden what Madden needs to improve video because as much as I play Madden, which I actually don't even play as much anymore, I for some reason, even though I think it's because when the season gets over, I don't play Madden a lot until I start to miss it, but I haven't missed it. So but I don't want to talk too much about the game because while there's certain good parts to Madden 20 and Madden games, there's a lot more bad parts, and it's starting. It's just an inconsistent sports franchise. Now let's get to some other games. One game I've played a lot and that I played on Xbox One, just got it recently, and it's like to me the most incredible game right now is Ghost Recon Wildlands. And the reason is because the campaign just it captures you right away. And it's about this struggler named El Sueno, and he's a drug cartel lord. Which of course, which these games are for some reason when you're trying to get these cartel leaders are just so fun. He's a drug lord who's taken over Bolivia, and you have to, in order to get to him, which of course every cartel has a leader, but you have to. There's factions to it. So there's the security. There's the influence. There's the just that security influence. There's the product, and there's one more that I can't remember at the moment, but there's four factions of his cartel that you have to take out, and there's I think six leaders in each of the four categories, and and then you have the main leaders of each of those four factions, right? Then you get to him, which is just so incredibly fun. Like I enjoy that part because it's just so immersive and so different. And the map is huge. You know, I was playing it and I finished one of the security destabilizations because you have to destabilize each part to get to El Sueño at the end of the game. And I finished one part, and then when I saw how big the map was and how all these guys I have to take out, I was like, this is the type of game that I've actually been looking to play because I don't want a certain game like Call of Duty, which has a really short campaign, which we'll talk about Call of Duty in a second. But the campaign is long, and it's just like there's so much stuff to do, and then you have rebels that you're trying to help liberate Bolivia, and you upgrade the rebels as well. This whole thing is just, it's crazy fun. You have to compete with, his cartel army. Then you have the Bolivian army called the Unidad, who I don't like messing with those guys at all. I really don't. They're way too hard to kill. I waste too many clips of ammo on these guys. So I play the hide and seek game with the Unidad whenever I see him. I'm not trying to approach those guys, period, at all. So there's that. But one of the great thing about almost all Ghost Recon games is Guerrilla Mode, which I haven't tried it on this game, but I remember Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I played a lot of Guerrilla Mode with my brother on that game, so that's pretty fun. So, but yeah, Ghost Recon Wildlands. If you guys don't have that game, I'd advise you get it. Whether Xbox One, PS4, the game is just really immersive. And while if you start playing it and you see how big the map is and all the stuff you have to do, I think once you start playing and you see how fun it is to accomplish each mission, all the documents you have to get, the which are called Kingslayer files, the 5 to 6 missions before you get to each of the 6 leaders, to destabilize one of the 4 factions. You realize, you know, just it kind of is realistic to how you would actually take down a cartel, which is why I think it's fun, is because you don't just get to the leader just by killing one person or killing one whole faction. There's like levels to this stuff, so crazy fun, crazy immersive. It's a very addicting game. I stay up kind of late into the night because I can't stop playing it. So, and then finally Call of Duty. A lot of people play Call of Duty. I've played Call of Duty with friends, many people. It's a very good game. I did enjoy the campaign. The campaign was very fun. First time in a while I've played a Call of Duty campaign, and I really enjoyed it. Now, online play, multiplayer, Warzone, fun. I can't say anything bad about Call of Duty in this game at all because they really made this game very fun. And the Battle Royale aspect of Warzone, I think, just tops it. I recently started playing Fortnite, but Warzone was my first Battle Royale, and I love it. I recently took a break from Call of Duty, and I will continue to do so until I don't need to. But right now, I'm not playing a lot of Call of Duty, so you know I just had to stop because what was happening is when you're doing solos on Warzone, it just a lot goes into wins. I haven't got a win yet. I've had top 10 finishes. I haven't had a top. I think I've had one top 5 finish. I believe the game is it's I really enjoy it. Plunder as well, but I just myself knowing how I would get very emotional with the game. I knew I needed a break, and I tried playing it actually, a week or two ago. I couldn't really play it for more than 10 minutes because of just I don't know. But that's just me. So I hope you guys actually find some of these games very fun. Tell me which games you guys like to play. Yeah, so I kind of went across the spectrum of different games. There's more popular games. Like I said, Fortnite, Apex Legends. It's a pretty good game. PUBG. People play PUBG. Uh, GTA. That's a big game. There's a lot of big games out there. So if people are finding at least one game that they find very special and fun, I think that's great because you kind of need to have something fun to do. I would also advise you go outside and get some air. But video games are just really fun. So, are there any games that I didn't mention that are big? No. But yeah, I definitely should do a Madden, you know, critique video because Madden has just that game is an irritant more than it is finding fun in it. So but this is purpose here. Purpose talking about video games. My top quarantine video games. I hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys leave some of the video games that you play. Really enjoyed talking about this. Purpose here, and I will see you guys in my next video.